Hey, welcome to the Safe Podcast, a safe place to have conversations literally about anything, where being too honest is actually okay. So stay, you are safe here. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Safe Podcast, where we have unsafe conversations in a safe place. James, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Tell us why you were away, because people missed us, and it's your fault. We haven't done 2 episodes. We're -2.
I was in prison.
So what are you in here for?
Nah, I was on vacation.
He was on vacation
Yeah.
in Florida, living it up.
Yeah.
He went by himself. He left his family behind. I'm just kidding. He went with his family, so it really wasn't a vacation. But
I need a vacation from the vacation, dude.
yo, I bet that's mad stressful, bro.
Bro, I
Traveling
came back.
with family.
Got sick. Got real sick, dude. Like,
Didn't you have diarrhea?
bro, you don't say that. But yeah, a little.
You had such bad diarrhea that he had a fever from it.
Bro, I had a fever. I had that bug that's been going around.
Yo, lately people have been getting sick all over the place. I don't know what the heck is going
Le da
on.
la diarreíta. Le da la cagadera.
Anyways.
Me pegó una clase de curso, hermano. Dios santo. Bro, when are we going to do an episode in Spanish, bro?
Bro, my Spanish sucks. I gotta get better in Spanish. But anyways, for those that have heard me preach in Spanish, bro, I'm sorry. But I'm getting better, I promise. Anyways, okay. James, what are we gonna be talking about today?
I don't know.
No, you do know. But
We are going to talk about a controversial topic, something that's relevant.
yes.
Something that's controversial, and it's also like has been in the works, for a bit from the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Which is, they're trying to cut that, legal abortion. So,
Yeah. And overall, we're also going to definitely, I guess the overarching theme of tonight in this episode is going to be also the manhood part. Like, what,
should a man have a voice about abortion?
right. And for those that saw my live with Angel and Joelle, if you haven't watched it, go to my Instagram. It's on there.
I haven't watched it.
You got to watch it. It was
I'm
good.
interested. Did everyone agree?
So no, of course.
All men should talk about it.
Honestly, here's the thing that sucks about Instagram right now: that when you go live, and then you post it, like as a post on your Instagram, the comments and everything else gets erased, so you can't see.
Oh right.
Who commented?
No, but I mean
what.
like from you 3.
Oh yeah, we all agreed. Yeah, that abortion is wrong.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
That probably means I won't agree.
No. You will when it comes to when it comes to this issue of abortion, and
Let's see, because I seriously did not.
yeah, we're gonna dissolve. But again, it's not just gonna be about abortion, because we have talked about that in the past. But we're gonna go. Let's dive deep into right now, because this is episode 11. If you haven't watched episode 10, go right now. But anyways, this is episode 11, and let's start with this.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Manhood. What's a man for you, James?
What is it to be a man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, society has tried to define what being a man is, or what's the downgrade side of being a man, I guess.
So there's a social aspect, and then there's a biblical one, right? I think
exactly.
Socially, what a man is, in my upbringing, what a man is and was the tough, strong, part of a relationship, like a man a male and female relationship, right? He's
Right.
he's the person. A man doesn't cry. The man always, you know, brings in the money, the financial,
Right, like the provider side.
yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
provider side. The man it's supposed to lead his family, be the example to his kids, also
Right.
bring the discipline.
Yeah.
You know, that's I guess what I sort of was brought up with. Like
Right.
for me as a man, that's important. To be, the provider,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The leader in my family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and lead by example, right?
Right.
Um, and then the strong person in the sense of like emotionally.
Right.
Um,
Like emotional stability.
right.
Right. Because unfortunately, well, here's the problem with culture. Every culture has their theme of what a man is, right? And so we tend to fall into those categories of, oh, well, I was raised this way, and I guess this is what being a man looks like. So I guess that's what I'm gonna be. We grew up in a Spanish household, Latino culture. Um,
Very macho.
very macho, but thank God that our father was a great father figure, and he really defined what being a man really is, and totally against what society
My dad was not a macho. He was a macho menos.
macho menos, right?
So, no.
No, but he obviously
No,
my dad's also traditional. He did, you know, not force but influenced some things of like what a wife should be doing, their place in marriage and their place in ministry, because we're also pastors' kids. So we even saw our mom, do her role as a mother and as a wife and as a pastor's wife. So
And
we
more because of how my mom was brought up.
right,
Like when you see my grandparents, you always see my grandma on my mother's side.
right,
My grandma bringing my grandfather his food first,
right,
right? And my
exactly,
grandfather has a place on the table.
yeah,
Like he has, the corner,
right,
the one that looks on everyone, and
yeah,
that's his place, right?
right, right. And I think
And now you see that my mom sort of did that with my dad.
yeah,
Not
that's
that
true.
my dad, imposed it and that was the rule.
Right.
That was like the unspoken rule. You don't sit there because that's dad's spot, and
right,
dad eats there. That's where he sits.
right.
But it's not like my dad was like, nobody sit in my seat.
Yeah.
That's
It's
not
almost
him.
like and he didn't
But
have
my
to.
mom sort of like
Right.
taught us, that's where he sits. We serve him first, and then
Right.
so
And even the meals, like my mom could, well, now with my little brother,
Oh, yeah.
hijo, ¿qué quieres de comer? We didn't have that. We just ate
just
whatever
ate.
my dad wanted to eat, bro.
yeah,
That's how we grew
there
up.
was no menu.
Yeah. The only menu existed was what my dad wanted to eat.
She loves you more.
No, it's because you're el consentido, bro. You're the last drop of the Coke. But yeah, so there's that culture of manhood, and honestly, like even it was unconsciously like how would you feel when you sat at my dad's chair?
Weird.
I felt weird, right? It's almost
Yeah.
like we just got so used to seeing my dad in that chair. But
Bro, and then you know what was weird, that my wife sort of, when we just got into the house, she sort of introduced that, and I felt weird. Like I was like, baby, I don't need to sit on the corner like my dad, used to do it.
right,
I'll sit right here. I'm okay with it. Well, let's put
Right.
the baby there. We'll both see each other face to
Right.
face. I think that's better. And then we just left it like that, and that's where the baby sits. And then we have, and we sit right
on like the edges,
on the edges, yeah.
right?
But I felt weird, like, and like she serves me food first. That's important. But
But see,
No.
here's the problem in today's culture, though.
I
you
just want to
have-
say though, because people are gonna be like, well, he's
he's machista.
machista. No,
How do you say that in English? He's you're
Macho. I don't know.
you have a hierarchy basically, right? There's like a hierarchy, I guess.
Yeah.
That's and it's almost like in a toxic way of a hierarchy. And honestly,
They can be toxic. So I don't know if there's
right. But for example, if you were to
toxic
explain this,
masculinity. Is it called? I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I can't explain. Like I don't know.
But
I can't find the right exact word. But my point is this: that if you were to explain this to a newly wedded like couple, and they're only 22, 20 years old, they'll like. I could just imagine them like, "What? I'm not serving my husband first."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the
That would be
woman's side.
weird to probably someone listening to that.
Right.
It's not accustomed to that.
That's not
Like,
accustomed to that type
it's
of
not
culture.
their part of culture or part
Right. Now, I'm not saying, we just because you don't do it that way doesn't mean you're doing it wrong either.
Yeah.
But
different.
it's different for every culture, but that's kind of what we grew up in. And what were you going to say? Were you going to say something? Or did I
Yeah.
cut you off?
No, I was just gonna say, like, in my household, we sort of like, if she's cooking, I'm tending to the kids,
Right.
or I can't cook to save my life.
Yeah, I can't cook either.
But
Yeah.
we I trusted that on my wife.
Right.
So, but I do help, to cut stuff, or if she needs help, obviously
Right,
I'm
to
there
prepare.
to
Right.
prepare. Something I never saw my dad doing, but that's not because, he
Right.
didn't want to do it. It's just that, he pretty much
Right.
cleaned, he broomed, he swept.
Yeah, he did.
He still
did a lot.
does.
He still does to this day. Now, here's the other thing: like to see a man in the kitchen, like that's kind of taboo nowadays. You know what I mean? Unless you're a chef, but it's like, to see a man in the kitchen to cook and stuff like that. Obviously, in some other cultures, it's very traditional for like the dad to cook. But in our culture, to see a man cook,
You see the man in the grill.
right?
That's
Or when it's barbecue days, okay, dad's on the grill.
yeah.
But if it's just a normal Tuesday and, my dad just got home from work, you're not going to see him in the kitchen. You're not going to see him. Honestly, my dad expected food to be ready.
Yeah.
So that's different. Yeah. Yeah. And dude, remember our dad used to be like, yo, what's up? When there wasn't food, bro.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. So
That's the only thing, and that's the only thing I also like. I've actually spoken to my wife about. If I'm out, but it's not like I demand it. I'm
Right.
just like, baby, if there's no food in the house, I'm grabbing the whole family. We out.
right, we're going to go out to eat.
We're gonna go out to eat. I'm not gonna wait
I'm
an
the-
hour or 2 hours for you
Right.
to cook.
Now your role and your function is different because like we don't have my wife's pregnant, but we don't have literally like
Kids, yeah.
kids yet. So our role is very different. So it's like, and she works, So it's like I also don't pretend for her to like do everything and at the same time work. Like that's not fair.
Yeah.
So obviously I acknowledge that part, but if you're gonna be a stay-at-home mom, that's different. And I want to tag that along too. Like, unfortunately, we have two extremes, right? We have the woman that thinks they need to be independent, which I do believe women are strong. Women have the right to be independent. But when it comes for a woman in being a family, statistics show, records show, articles have shown, studies show that stay-at-home mothers are actually bringing up better humans into society. As a female, you have so many options. You have so many career options. And I'm not saying you can't go for those things, but I'm saying if you're considering being a wife and a mother, you can't, in my opinion, you just can't have a full committed 100% career and at the same time raise the kids. You could hire a nanny, put them in daycare. You could do that, but the results are going to be very different. So there's that
Let me
area.
see if I'm hearing you right. Are you saying that when your wife gives birth, you would like her to
I would like
stay at home,
I would
be a
like
stay-home mom?
I would like her to stay at home. I really would. At least maybe the first couple of years. And then, after the kids goes to school, if we just have one kid so far, that's different. But
I we couldn't do that in my household. You know, it's
Right. And every household is
yeah,
different.
it's different. Yeah.
Every household is different, but again, we're gonna figure that out. But again, I don't pretend on her
I
doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
If I found a job that would cover us financially, yeah,
Right.
yeah, I would definitely do it in a heartbeat. You know,
Exactly.
I'll make the money, you go spend it. That's fine.
Exactly.
I'm okay with that.
Right.
But
And it's tough, bro, like on that subject of manhood, because you also want to be a provider and you also want to be as home as possible. Right? Like you don't want your kids just remembering, oh, dad's always at work. Right?
yeah,
You kind of want, oh man, dad was a hard worker, but he also had time for me. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like that's also something I'm striving for of, for my future as a father. Look, being a man is not just being a provider, but also being a man is being a provider not just money-wise, but also emotionally, right? And even just like being there, just presence. Hey, look, my dad was around a lot when I was young.
go to soccer games.
Right, go to kids' soccer games. Like what
Yeah.
my dad did. He would come to my soccer games, basketball games. Yeah, like that's awesome. And those are,
I was more of like the artsy fartsy.
yeah, you were more technology based.
No, like I play drums and he would go watch.
Right, he would go watch.
There's actual video. I don't know
Oh
if you
yeah,
remember.
my dad recording you.
He was recording me, and there was the not the stadium. What is it? The stage? I don't know. What is it? Auditorium was
auditorium.
full, man.
Yeah.
And I got a drum solo, and then after I finish, my dad screams out, "This is my son!"
Yo, he did. That was funny.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, but like that's something you're gonna remember for the rest of your life.
exactly,
That's
it sticks with you,
right.
yeah?
So being a man, yes, be a provider, but also provide the father figure, being at home as much as you can. Because also I'm not pro dad being at home all day. Then your son's gonna look at you like, yo, my dad never worked.
Deadbeat dad.
Right. And so there's that part. Obviously, dude,
I work from home. So.
Right. Well, that's different. Like
Yeah.
that's also not traditional, right? Now you have parents that can stay at home and raise their kids and work at the same time. That's crazy, man. I'm telling you, we're living in a different era, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. I don't know.
It'll probably be a bad thing. The record
Maybe.
will show it's probably a bad thing. I mean,
Maybe, I don't know.
people are getting divorced left and right after the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't.
Well, because they're not used to having their husbands around all the time.
Yeah.
And as soon as now, oh hey, sweetie, I'm gonna be working from home. At first, we're like, yay. Then like a couple weeks later, it's like, get out, go get an office.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. So yeah, we talked about what manhood is in today's society, and culture wise. Now, let's go biblically, bro. This is where it gets good.
This is the hard part.
Right now, there is an order, and this is where it gets a little sketchy, right? There is an order, and there is a standard biblically that there's God, man, and woman. That's the order. Biblical in biblical teachings, that is the order in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I want you to understand that the head of every man is Christ, the head of a wife is her husband, and the head of Christ is God. Right? So there is an order. And no matter how much you want to debate this, if you are a Christian and you're a woman, you do have to acknowledge that God designed a certain order. Now, does that mean the woman is less? Absolutely not.
Of course.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
joking.
Right? But it's a complementary type of order.
Yeah, but that's I feel like women take it to that. You know, they say, well, if I'm second, I'm less.
Right.
But it's not that you're less. It's that's your position. It's not like you're less than the man.
Right.
It's just an order of how things happen. God created man first.
Right.
Then the woman.
Right. And also just even I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
And in that order, it should follow for like everything in the sense of like in a relationship,
Right.
as a husband and wife, the husband's first, the wife is second.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because that's essentially that's what everyone will get into is a relationship where you have a husband, you have a wife.
Right.
Let's say both. I'll get right into it. Like, what if in I don't know this household where there's a woman and a man,
Mm-hmm.
the woman she's called to be an evangelist,
Okay.
and she has this ministry that she wants to fulfill, and the husband uh, doesn't have a ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, you're going in.
yeah, like who's first there? Like what you know? How does the man take an active role to be the leader
Right.
in that
So
household?
there's you're mixing up, and that's something we can't mix up. We can't mix up callings with positions of family. Like for example, sure, she's an evangelist. She's traveling. Um, but if she is a wife and a mother, she also has to complete those functions of a mother and a wife. So regardless of whatever position she has in ministry, she's still falling into that order.
Right.
The problem is, unfortunately, you have people that think, oh, this woman's in position, or you have women that fall into that category of, oh man, I have a position now in ministry, and now they kind of take the man's place, and that's where it gets iffy. That's where it gets kind of distorted. And we were talking about this on Tuesday night in our live with Angel and Joel, where families are where they're at now because you have women taking men's place. And you have women thinking that they can.
What does that mean though?
So you
What place are they?
before I go into my statement, I also want to say I love single mothers. I believe you're awesome. I believe you are necessary. I believe you're brave, and I know God is going to help you get through this as a single mother. But you cannot tell me your kids will come out the same as a family of where a father figure is involved. You just can't. You can't be a mom and a dad. As much as you say you could, and as much as you try, it's not healthy for a child to see both sides of you of one parent, and it's almost kind of impossible. That's my position. You cannot tell me my mom was my dad and my mom at the same time. You can try, right?
Well, she
She
is
could
fulfilling the dad's
role,
role.
right?
Yeah,
But is it correct? Is it biblical? I don't think so. But it's just what the the
biblically,
situation calls for.
biblically, you know that. See, this is biblically.
Yeah.
If you don't have a father, you're called an orphan.
Right.
You can have a mother, but you're still an orphan.
Mm.
And I can pull up the verse and you can Google it yourself. But there's like the male figure is so strong in a family, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a family unit, that to God, the fact that you don't have a dad, you don't have order
Right.
in a family unit. You don't have leadership, right? You don't have, not to say that your mom's doing an awful job or
Right.
she
Right.
can't, raise you right. It's that there's something missing, and it's unfortunate what happened to you, right? You're living, with your mom, either not by choice or by circumstance.
Right.
How my wife, her dad died young. She
Right.
was 12 and she was left with her mother, but her mother was a strong woman,
Right.
and she she raised her right.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Or
and got her through school.
to the best of her ability.
Got her through school.
Yeah.
You know, she finished college,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, she did her job
Right.
well.
And she had to. She didn't have a choice.
Right.
Right. Now, obviously, those are certain instances
But you can
and
still.
situations. But again, it's
But I wanted
like,
to
for
go to
example,
this though.
that's
But
the
I
gray
wanted to say
area.
to this is that you can still, like, I've spoken to my wife and she says, I still wish my dad was there.
Of
I
course.
still, you
Of
know,
course. Yeah.
and obviously there is a empty spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it is noticeable and some stuff. Like she was, I don't have her permission to talk about this, but I think
Mm-hmm.
she'll be okay with it. Um, she got into relationships she wasn't supposed to be.
Mm.
Um,
You hear that, fathers? You better get involved in your
be,
sons and
she
daughters'
wished
relationships.
she wished she had her dad, in that sense,
Yeah.
to give her, because she wasn't open with her mom.
Right.
She was more open with her dad.
Mm.
And she would tell me stories like when a boy came to her house one time to talk to her.
Right.
Uh, her, her dad came out and received it, and he was like, "Oh, you came to see my daughter? Okay, that's fine." And the dad came out with 3 chairs, and he put, he put one chair for it, for the boy, one chair for her, and one chair for him.
Right.
So he was, involved in that sense. He
Mm.
actually wanted to be there to observe, and
Yeah.
so it's,
That's
it's important in that sense,
Mhm.
to have that father figure.
Right.
But yeah, man,
Yeah.
like, obviously we're not.
But she's a special case because her father died when she was young
Right,
out of
right.
an accident.
Yeah,
So
what happens to the, idiot father doesn't want to take responsibility and leaves?
that's why, and that's my audience of where I'm trying to go to. Like,
Okay.
that's the demographic of where you have society where families are how they are today, dysfunctional, not healthy, because you have men that are capable of supplying that need of being a father.
So you're talking to those men. You're
Oh
not
yeah.
talking to women in a household like that.
Right. No,
You're
I'm
talking.
talking, but also, wait, hold on. But there's also that audience of, okay, their marriage wasn't well. Their marriage didn't go well when they had kids, so they got a divorce. Right. Now, to me, that's also kind of the parents' fault of you, unfortunately, not having the ability to maintain a marriage and have kids. That's why marriage is so important before kids, because if your marriage ain't working without kids, it ain't gonna work with a kid. And we have
Amen.
people that think, oh, well, when we have a kid, he's gonna be different.
The kid will change him,
The kid will change him, or a baby, or vice versa.
or the kid will
Right?
change her.
Right. Exactly. It's like, no, marriage.
The Holy Spirit changes people.
The Holy Spirit changes people.
Not kids.
Marriage just exposes and amplifies what already the issue is. That's really all it is. So that's the
So
people
you're saying,
I'm
like,
talking to
broken
is
families because of divorce.
not just divorce, obviously, but also just fathers that just also aren't there for their kids, and they think being a man is just being a provider. Oh well, I pay the bills in this house. On your deathbed, I doubt your son will say, "Man, my dad paid all his debt. I'm really happy I had a father that paid all his debt." Never. Never. On your deathbed, you want your child to say, "Man, my dad was there when I did a hat trick in my soccer game, and I scored 3 goals, and my father came onto the field and hugged me and picked me up in front of all my friends and took us out to Wendy's after team practice, or saw me, or has a video recording me, and he showed his friends and how proud he was." Do you see what I'm saying? Like, those are, and I had this conversation with one of my friends at work. He's a father. He's like 45, and he's like, I don't want to be recognized of how good of a worker I was. Oh man, my dad worked hard,
You worked hard.
and he never. And he's
Oh,
like, no,
it's a good. It's a.
it's
it's a good
good, a good
characteristic to
character,
have,
but you also have to really really get into a children's life. It's not just being there financially.
right.
You know, honestly, I'm really happy, you know, of what my dad did. Despite of him not having the resources, he was there for me, and that's all I needed. And if you're a dad and you're listening to this, your son does not need your money. He needs you being at home, helping him with his homework. I will never forget when I did homework with my dad, bro. It was scary, right? Especially because of how much I sucked at math. Anyways, but I loved it. I remember that till this day. It showed his charisma. It showed that he really cared for me. So there's that.
Mm.
And so being a man in society, we have it all mixed up. And that's where the Bible comes in. I was just looking up a couple of verses. And this is what it says in Deuteronomy 20. This is Old Testament, so this is definitely worthy because this is traditional. Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 6, it says this: "And is there any man who has planted a vineyard and has not enjoyed its fruits? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man enjoy its fruit." So, context of that is, whatever you're planting, right? If you're not taking it back to your house, if it's not producing fruit to your house, then you're better off just dying in battle and having another man actually fulfill that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Right? So
Yeah.
there's only one father, there's only one mother, right? That God has put together, right? Even in Matthew it says what God has joined together, let no man set apart. That's not just for marriage, that's family, right? And obviously marriage is family. And so there's that manhood that unfortunately society will never understand until they go back to the essence of Genesis chapter 2
Right.
and God created man
I mean,
and the functions of it.
to be a man, like the responsibility to be a man, and what manhood is, from what I'm getting, is not only being a provider, but
Right.
it's also someone that's there,
Right.
that's
Emotionally.
available, that's
Yeah.
always there, that has a word, of affirmation, or
Right.
a word of encouragement, a loving dad, right? Someone that you can count on, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't have to be perfect, but that can actually recognize when they fall and recognize they make mistakes.
Right.
That's important too. Like an actual man
Right.
owns up to their
Right.
mistake and clarifies, listen, I did this wrong. I wasn't supposed to be doing this. Um,
Right.
and
And also I want to tag a little bit of like the man-made definition of tough. Right? Man-made definition of tough is no crying, no gentleness,
rough.
no what do you call it? No sentimental conversations. And on the contrary, that is unbiblical. Men are David is the prime example of what a young man was. The dude was a lethal freaking weapon, but yet he was so gentle and so subjected to the Spirit of God that he wrote everything in the book of Psalms, and how emotional he is and how connected he was with his emotions, and also the man was a freaking weapon. So, and I love what Jordan Peterson said one time. He goes, "You don't want weak men in society. You want men that are dangerous but have discipline." And I love that. That's biblical. That's actually a biblical standard. And I love like even men with like words. Like men by nature we're kind of like men of few words. We really don't know what to say in emotional positions or stuff like that. And in the book of Proverbs, King Solomon, man, chapter 16, verse 24 in Proverbs, it says, "Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones." So if you're a dad, you have the power to dictate what's sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. You have the power to also like say, yo, I have power in what I say. As a dad, as a father, you 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 need to have that capability. You need to have that access of like that gentle side of being a man. And most people tend to think, oh well, that's feminine. That's what women are for. They see that as a weakness.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Like,
I feel like that men should be more controlled of their emotions, but they
right,
shouldn't
but that doesn't mean you lack
they shouldn't
compassion.
be emotional, right?
Right,
I mean, I feel like that's always the excuse, right? Women, there are more emotional men, sort of
right,
control their emotions or hide their emotions. I think you shouldn't. Yeah, I think you should have control over your emotions, either
yeah,
either if you're a man or a woman,
right,
right? Um, but what I'm trying to say is that men, you tend to see more men that don't have control of their emotions, right?
right,
They get into fights,
yeah,
right?
mm-hmm.
Some guy cuts you off, you roll rage,
Right,
uh, and then you also have the weak men, right? You
mm-hmm.
call them weak, right?
Right,
Socially, it's because they're always crying or they're
right.
always. Can I say bitching? Is that a bad word? I guess it's a bad word.
Yeah, that's a bad
So
word. But it's more complaining. Just complaining.
complaining.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, oh well, this is happening because, or always giving like an excuse, or
Right, right,
that's you're not being a man. Like
right.
be a man. Emotionally
Yeah.
is be strong. Do the correct thing, and then also be gentle,
Right.
be loving,
Mm-hmm.
be kind.
Right.
It's hard
It
though.
is
it's
hard.
it's
It
hard
is
to
very
as a
hard.
man because you have testosterone
Right.
issues. You have
Yep.
more of that problem, right?
Right. That's where women come in. Do you see what I'm saying? So even
But did you know that men
Mhm.
have testosterone and they also have um what's the hormones of the
Of the
females?
female, I don't know which one.
Estrogen.
Estrogen, yeah.
Did you know that men can have both,
Yeah, but they're
but
the levels are
women
always they're different.
but women can't?
Interesting.
Women just have estrogen.
Hmm. Do they do have some sort of level of testosterone though?
No, they have to inject them. In the sense of like you have
Mm.
for trans
Oh yeah.
women
That compete in sports.
to become men,
Or yeah, just to become a
they
man.
have to give them testosterone.
Right.
But because a woman will never have, unless they have some dysfunction, right? They won't have high testosterone. Men can have high estrogen levels.
Right.
Um, you can look it up. I think I'm right. I've heard this before.
What's
So it's the fact is that
that's actually a good. I got to see that. How can I? Okay.
but you could have high, as a man, you could have high estrogen levels, and this is the female hormone, and it will make you emotional and cry and all of that. Even lactate. Did you know men
Oh
can
yeah.
lactate?
Yeah, that is true. I've heard that.
So it's in the sense of like chemically,
So it's obviously
chemically,
very low. Like for example, like on a
yeah, yeah.
general scale, generally women's bodies make about 1/10 to 1/20th of the amount of testosterone as men's body. So it's very very low. Do they have it? Sure. Which is why some women it may increase in every individual, but
Now search, can men have high estrogen levels? I'm pretty sure men can. Um, but all of this to say is that um, a man that is led by their emotions is just a fool.
Right.
They become a fool. Um,
Right.
because and I remember this. My father took me to a pastor's house. They were the pastor was having issues with the church,
Mm-hmm.
and my dad was his friend and sort of wanted to go to his house to console him.
Right.
And when we got there, the pastor was crying in the floor like a little baby.
Mm.
He's crying like a little baby
Huh.
and just like, complaining about all the issues that, he had in the church and people having drama, people leaving and
Right.
dividing the church and whatnot. And my dad's like, "What are you doing?
Mm.
How are you on the floor crying in front of your kids? Like, and
Yeah.
dude, like, get up,
Mm.
be a man
Yeah.
and figure out how you're gonna solve this issue." Or
Right.
and that's what I'm trying to say is that as a man, you're supposed to like actually, take responsibility of
Right.
the issues that you have. Don't go out and cry about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe cry about it, but then
But
get
then do
up
something. Right.
and change
Right.
it.
I'm not. Right. We're not
Don't stay
saying
there.
exactly. We're not saying stay in that position to the point where your kids are just seeing dad cry and not do anything about it. There's that.
Yeah. So, but as a man, I'm very emotional. Very
So am
emotional.
I. I'm
I
very emotional. I might be a little bit like how do you call it? Cold in my decisions, maybe, but then I'm emotional about it later. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yeah.
what I've
Anyways,
seen
dude. But
from
wait, let's
what I've
conclude
seen
that.
from
That
you is that you hide your emotions
I do.
very well.
I do.
You
Wait, hold
hide
on.
your
Let's finish the. So normal values of testosterone. I couldn't find the right ratio with the one that I did before, but
Right.
it's like 300 to 1,000 levels of testosterone.
Right.
NG/DL. Don't know what that is. And then the estrogen levels.
Milligrams.
Okay. No, it's NG and DL. What is that? I don't know. I guess just a form of measure.
Okay.
And then estrogen from 14 to 55 PG or milligrams, right? So definitely does a man have estrogen in their body? For sure, right? You know, but that again, there's a clear difference that God made us the way we are
Oh right. Yeah. Yeah.
to function in those roles.
Right.
It's impossible. I would say it's a lie for a man even to fulfill even both duties as a mom and as a father. You just can't. Obviously, I do understand certain situations like what your wife went through, what divorced families go through, and it's sad.
And it's never the kid's fault. It's always
Right.
the responsible adults. Right.
Exactly. Right.
I guess what we're trying to say, or what I'm trying to say, is that as a man in a household,
Mm-hmm.
the man is responsible for their family. The
Exactly.
failure of a divorce,
Yeah.
in the failure of a divorce, the man
Mm.
is a responsible one that either has to avoid the divorce, has to fix
Right.
the issue. They have to tend and sacrifice to the point where you have to sacrifice your
Right.
needs
Right.
to
Well,
tend.
even Scripture says that, right? Men should love the righteous as Jesus Christ loved the church.
Right.
And what did Jesus Christ do? He died. So there's that. Now, of course, we can go to the extremes where, like for example, and I don't know if you agree with me or not, but to the extremes where, if there's adultery in there involved or there's another thing, and that's where I guess things kind of gets fishy. But on an overall general basis, yes, a man is responsible for the divorce of their family, to those extents.
No.
Like, do you think a
No.
man is responsible for?
If the
It's
woman
50-50 for me.
Yeah, if the woman cheats, right,
Right.
cheats on the husband, maybe the situation was her, the divorce might have been a little bit more towards her responsibility, or
Right.
but in the sense of like actually fixing, restituting, actually
Right.
going towards the wife and saying, I forgive you,
Right.
or I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
that's the man's responsibility in that sense.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, maybe if the divorce failed because the woman cheated, but it's still the responsibility of the man to make it right.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to
Right.
say.
Yeah.
I've seen divorces happen, and then God
Yeah.
miraculously
Brings
brings
them
them
back.
back
Yeah. True.
together. And
Yeah.
I've
But
seen it.
usually, also, it's when the man steps up and he
Yeah,
recognizes what he did was wrong or whatever the
Yeah.
circumstance may be. But yeah, like that's something that being a man is about: upholding responsibility, being responsible of your actions, and
How does this correlate with abortion?
that, dude? I was gonna go right
Why?
into that.
Why are we talking about manhood?
So we're talking about manhood because I personally think, there's not a data to prove this, but I believe, and I don't know if it's a high percentage or not, I am a strong believer that, I'll say this, close to most abortions are highly influenced from the male part. Because either the man is scared to own up to his decision of being a father, raising a child, and seeing the complications of that almost emotionally manipulates or threatens the female to get an abortion. And this is why abortion clinics are demonic and evil. And I think every abortion doctor that does not repent should be burned in hell. And they should be pulled apart just like those babies. Anyways.
Oh my gosh, I just got the picture.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm harsh, but that's just the truth. That's how that's how much I hate abortion. They don't even do screenings, bro, or check of what the relationship is, who the father is, who's the couple coming in. There was this story about this maniac dude that kidnapped this girl and had I forgot the guy's name, but he would kidnap these girls and for obviously rape them, and then he would take these girls and have abortions and would take them to an abortion clinic, and these girls would be so scared to tell the doctor or the abortion clinic that, look, they're being held hostage, that they wouldn't even check. So, dude, it's scary, man. I'm telling you, I believe that close to most abortions are highly male influenced and manipulated and forced on women.
I don't think so.
I
don't believe so.
they're close.
If dude,
I'm not saying it's most. Now, you do have the spectrum of just a woman one night stand going down there. Hey, look, did a bad decision, got pregnant, going to get an abortion.
I got a question for you, and this is
That's just my opinion.
I'm
Could be wrong. I don't know what the levels are, but
Do you think the pill Plan B is that abortion? This is the plan how it works,
Plan
right?
B. Yeah.
It's like you
You have
have
unprotected sex,
and then the next
the
day
male ejaculates in the female's vagina,
and then
they didn't do protection, so to avoid conception, there's a pill for that. That's a good question. For me, that's not a.
if it falls into planning, if you're taking this pill like every night, every Friday night, every Friday, Saturday
Right.
night, like
That's just unhealthy. That's just unhealthy. That's wrong.
But like planned
this
pregnancy,
is my opinion.
like planned.
And I could be wrong, because since you're avoiding conception, are you murdering a child?
is a condom. Is that because condoms the same thing, right?
Dude, you're deviating
See,
into
but
something else.
but dude,
I'm talking about
I just
male
want
influencing abortions.
Okay.
You have to debate me on that because I believe that's a growing number. I'm not saying it's a high number. No.
This is what I'm gonna say. Women today's women are saying men should not have a voice about abortion because it's not their body. Right? That's what they're saying. It's women's body. It's their
Yeah, but how do
decision.
women get pregnant?
Yeah, by man.
But exactly.
But the
And
woman is
now
saying
you
woman
have-
is saying it's not your choice. Like if you're not having the kid.
Right.
Why are you talking about it? Or you're like it's gonna
Right.
be your decision.
Right.
That's what they're saying.
Now I'm 50-50 on that. If you're a man and you want her to have that baby, but you want no part of it, you should shut the hell up. That's where you get out. But if you're the man that wants the child and you want it to you want to be a father and you want to commit to raising a child, then that's different. Do you see what I mean? I think your opinion does matter in that sense. But if you're not willing to do anything about your mistake, yeah, you shouldn't be talking about that thing. But here's the thing now.
I think
I was gonna make a point out of that and I forgot.
well, you remember. This is what I think. Men should actively voice their opinion in abortions
Mm-hmm.
or the decision of an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not their decision to make. They should voice their opinions.
Oh, right. When
But
it comes
it's
down to
now-
making the decision.
Now, if you're voicing your opinion, let's say, and you're pro-life, and because we're assuming it's like okay, and it's always an abortion is because you don't want that kid because
Because it's uncomfortable.
it's either uncomfortable or
That really
whatever.
what it is. It's uncomfortable. You don't have the finances. You're scared that you're not going to be a good provider for it. It's understandable. I'm not saying it's. Oh my god.
This is how
but just
how it happens though.
Mhm.
Let's-
What's the
Have you
classic?
seen that movie Knocked Up?
Yeah.
That's the classic. One night stand.
Yep.
And then what? A month later, a month and a half later, or something like that. I don't know. What is it? 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3
6
weeks.
weeks?
Mm-hmm. 3 to
No,
6
6 weeks. A month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
She finds out. Oh, I have a kid on the way.
Mm-hmm.
After the one night stand. I have a career. I can't have this baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the abortions are like that. Let's say that's the actual circumstance, right?
Mm-hmm.
A month and a half. That's an embryo. That's a living thing, like heartbeat and everything, right?
Dude, at 6 weeks, you already got heartbeat.
You've been had heartbeat. I think the heartbeat's like at a week or something like that. I don't know.
Well, what's formed first is the heartbeat.
But,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is like,
When you got,
dude, it's 6 weeks. It's a baby. It's not.
and you can't even tell at 6 weeks yet. Like you find out later. Oh shoot, I got a baby in there. So by the time you find out that you have, it's too late. You can't. You're killing the child.
Yes.
That's the point.
Yes. Now.
Okay. No, sorry. Finish your point.
So what I'm saying is like, okay, so the woman says, "Hey, listen," to the man, right?
Mhm.
We had unprotected success, blah blah blah. I'm pregnant, and I don't wanna have the kid because I have a career.
Okay.
The man's like, well, let's say he's a pro-life man. He's
Right.
listen, I don't believe in abortion. I don't think you should. I will take responsibility. I would make it work. We don't have to start a relationship or whatever, but I don't believe, we should kill this baby because it's a baby.
Right.
And she's like, no, it's my body, it's my decision, it's my baby. I'm gonna have an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna fight her or prevent her from? Should you fight her?
Of course
her?
you should, but unfortunately,
legally speaking, can you?
there is no
actually
legal action And that's the problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem
That's a
because
problem. Like,
unfortunately, since there is no legal action that men can take, I believe, and that's why my theory I believe is correct, because I believe if men took responsibility and men
Yeah.
have the power, even backed up by government and law, saying that abortion is illegal, men could be saving so many children right now. And I would
Yeah.
sue my girlfriend or what wife or whatever chick if I'm just saying as an example, okay? If I'm a man and I just had sex with just random lady and I found out she's pregnant, if I'm going to take responsibility, I have the legal action and I have government on my side saying, okay, there's this man, he wants to own up to the child, it's illegal for you to kill it. Right? So
And
there's but again, you have the other side. But Josh, that's not fair because it's her body. Why should she carry on 9 months for a mistake for
it
when I say
takes
well
it takes two to tango.
exactly.
It takes
So
two
that's
to
her
tango.
fault.
That baby is as much
Right? So she's responsible
my
as well.
my responsibility, right, as a
Right.
man,
Mm-hmm.
that as you as a woman.
Mhm.
It's the same responsibility
Right.
that I have. Let's say
Right.
they don't believe in God, right? They're atheist.
Mm-hmm.
You're responsible to you yourself to own up for that kid.
Exactly.
If
Exactly.
I mean, we're taking outside, God, just for this topic.
That's
We don't
biblical
want-
though. That's
yeah,
biblical.
no, but I don't want
That's
to take it to that side because I'm gonna say, a lot of people who are debating, that abortion should be legal. They're obviously atheists or they don't believe in God or
no, they don't have any moral value. That's why they believe.
because they don't. Let's not say they don't have moral values.
They don't know.
They
They don't.
they don't believe in God,
And
dude.
where do values?
Atheists,
Where does ethical values come from?
they come from God, but they say that they actually come from evolution.
Society's
and
construct.
yeah, whatever. I'm not. That's not what I'm debating.
I know.
What I'm debating is like in their mind, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm trying to understand their side.
Right.
But I've
here's
always
the
been that
thing.
person that puts themselves in another person.
Yes. Should we show compassion, James? Of course. Should we understand women that are in the category of rape, which, by the way, statistics show it's at a 1.2% of major abortions. That's crazy.
It's dumb to even consider.
That's crazy. If
As an
you're-
argument.
As an argument, and if you're trying to debate and back up it with ratios and statistics, that is a terrible argument to battle against abortion. And I heard it said this way, and I'm kind of deviating a little bit from the point here, but it's, dude, abortion is such a big thing right now that it's so evil that honestly.
Have you ever seen an abortion?
Yes.
Like a video? I roll the tape. It's like,
Bro,
it's
terrible.
Horrible.
It's
It's a
evil, man.
horror story.
If you don't believe in evil and if you don't think there's any wrong in this world, I need you to see an abortion clip. I'm telling you,
horrible.
dude, it's terrible.
What they do to the baby, they
Yeah.
go inside, cut it from the inside, bring it into pieces. That's
Now
nuts.
they have vacuums now. They vacuum the limbs apart. Dude, okay, so there's but again, if I was going somewhere with this. The amount. Oh, there we go. The level of evil this is. I don't think there is anything that compares right now. I heard it. And I'm going to steal this from this guy's name is John Perky or something like that. He's a pastor in Oklahoma. He's a conservative.
guy with a beard.
Yeah, I reposted it on my story.
Yeah, I
Did you
think I
see
know.
it?
Yeah.
He goes, I hate when people try to debate, when I say, or when they tell me, oh, well, there's bigger issues than abortion, right? Like what? What's so bigger than a genocide of children? What's a bigger issue than that? Oh, well, tax. Wages, minimum wage. What's
Gay rights.
Garrett? What equality, bro? Screw equality right now, man. Which is important, but we're talking about freaking
Genocide.
a genocide of children, bro. You're killing children, bro. It's insane. That it's sad. I was reading the numbers, bro. Like the level of abortions that it's
Did
up
you know
right now. It's crazy.
you know why this is happening though? Like, why is the left pushing for this? It's crowd control. Crowd control.
They think that's
It
that's a thing.
yeah, but I what I've heard is that the left thinks that you know it's not good if we overpopulate. You know, the United States, we're at 350, 360 million. So it's, I think that's what they argue is like, I think that's why the left is pushing for abortion and all of that. They want to control how many people they can tend to or how many people they have in a country or, but I feel like it's so evil.
So
Abortion is so evil.
so this is from the CDC. Obviously, I don't trust it 100%, but this is from the CDC. So this is the 2019. They don't have a 2021. Um, so results: a total of 629,898 abortions in 2019 were reported to the CDC from 49 reporting areas. Among 48 reporting areas with data each year during 2010 through 2019. In 2019, a total of 625, 346, or 625,346 abortions were reported. The abortion rate was 11.4 abortions per 1,000 women aged 15 to 44. The abortion ratio was 195 abortions per 1,000 live births from 2018 to 2019. So, dude, we're talking about from 2018 to 2019, the total number of abortions
A little bit
increased
over
to
500,000 people,
so
kids.
dude, these numbers
A
are
year,
insane.
dude. Since Joe, what is it, Wade? Oh, dude, that's
Yeah,
evil, bro.
Roe Wade. Yep, Roe v. Wade. Um, so let's finish on touching on that. The issue of Roe v. Wade. I think this is huge. Again, this isn't something that's been made a law yet, so it's still these are just opinions. But if this abortion law is overturned, um, this could be the start of a revolution, man. Um, if this gets overturned and the state will start deciding whether abortion is wrong, I think that is a huge plus. Because you do have some states like Texas already. They have banned abortion, and some other
It's gonna be state. At the end of the day, it's
right
gonna be a
and
state level thing.
right.
And but
And we're based in New Jersey,
you're
so
gonna have Texans go to New Jersey to come get
right.
an abortion. That's the sad part.
Yeah, that is the sad
Um,
part. But whatever step we can do to avoid abortion, I'm happy for. Obviously, I'm not happy that unfortunately they're leaving. If that's the case, because we don't know yet, but if it's up to the state, obviously, I'm not 100% happy. But at least we have some states that now they can have the authority to say, "Hey, look, abortion's wrong."
it's crazy that you know it's sad. I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
that as a state, obviously we have a Democrat leader,
Right.
But we can't decide. Like we can't vote on it. You know what they did is that they approved abortion during the middle of the night in New Jersey,
Right. Governor Phil Murphy signed
and they
signed
did it in the middle of the night. Nobody knew, and his people signed it, and then
and I think he lied. I think he's like, "Oh, I saw this coming. I knew that was going to be leaked." No, you didn't. Come on. You found out last minute. You signed those papers. And yeah.
no, dude, he did it a while back.
A while back when?
He did it a while back. He probably did see it coming. He did it. I'm gonna say.
Well,
I'm gonna
okay,
say
you're right. He did
2
say
months ago. 2 months ago, I think he did it. Him and the people that lead the state, they signed into law abortion is legal.
Oh yeah, I know that.
But
But he didn't know that it was going to be overturned.
obviously he didn't know he's being an
Yeah.
idiot. But
Yeah.
he probably did that because at one point they were gonna.
Right. Well,
Overturned.
honestly, who knows?
But seriously,
I don't know.
who cares? Like,
Yeah.
dude, I wish we had. In Chile, they had a massive vote. This is Chile, which is a third world country still,
Mhm.
and the everyone, dude, everyone was unhappy with their leaders. They
Yeah.
went outside with pans and
Mhm. And started hitting it.
and tools. Everyone, dude, and you would see like everyone just protesting
Mhm.
the Constitution of Chile
Right.
because it wasn't fair.
Mhm.
Everyone, dude,
Yeah.
they overturned the Constitution
Yeah.
because they said we're it's done. We can't
Yeah.
continue this, and now they're actually writing a new Constitution. It's
They have to
imagine
rewrite it because of how bad it was.
imagine if we
Yeah.
did that in the United States.
Mm.
We're like, no, we can. Everybody starts protesting. We cannot.
Well,
have this
honestly, the
Constitution.
Constitution of the United States was based on biblical values and of Christian
Yeah,
men.
that's the plus.
So,
right?
so I think we need to go back.
No, but what I'm saying is like, dude, to actually overturn a
Oh, right.
constitution, how hard it is.
Right. Exactly.
That's like your founding papers right there. That's your founding.
Yeah.
And so I feel it's cool how a whole, people got together and
Yeah. Whole nation.
I feel
Yeah.
like if we did that as a nation and we
Yeah.
just went stop abortion or
Yeah.
go protest
And I feel like if you're a Christian, which there is a lot of you in the United States, the problem is we're all scared of being that person. Oh, there's that guy. He's against abortion.
I wish politics wasn't so.
It's part of your Christian faith. It's part of you being a Christian. It's following what God's standard is. Murder is wrong. No matter at 3 weeks or now in California is at 8 days later. I guess you can decide after you give birth to murder. But yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. 28 days.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
It's insane. So
No, that's
I
impossible,
swear.
dude.
I swear.
After a baby's born,
Yeah.
you can have him killed.
Yep.
Nah, dude, that's I would go to California right now and smack the president of the
You
governor.
mean the governor? Yeah.
Are you kidding me,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah. You want me to give you the facts right here?
Please do.
Abortion law 28 days.
I can't believe that, dude. That's straight up murder.
Yeah.
That's straight up murder. What the heck?
California. I'm going to read it to you.
So you have but that's what 8 days after they're born. I can't believe that, dude. I just can't. That would be insane. That's insane to me. That statement has to be wrong, dude.
Okay, so now look, they're coming up now. They're trying to how do you say it?
De-escalate?
So, for example, okay, so under current law, all fetal deaths or after 20 weeks, with the exception of abortions, are treated as unattended deaths in California, requiring a coroner, or how do you say that?
Coroner.
Coroner to investigate. In 48 out of 58 California counties, the sheriff's is also okay. Come on, where is it? Ah,
Just say when. To what stage can you?
and so now they're trying to get the bill signed that there doesn't need to be an investigation.
Dude,
That's insane.
I know in New Jersey it's up to like the 9th month.
Yeah.
You can have an abortion.
Okay.
That's insane to me. That's crazy right there.
Okay. Other opponents have been posting similar claims, including Jenna Ellis, a member of former President Donald Trump's campaign legal team, who wrote on Facebook, "This is insanely evil. California Democrats are trying to legalize killing children up to the age of 28 days." But now they're saying, but there's no bill in the California state legislature that would make it legal to kill a person of any age. What that posts are referring to is a Assembly Bill 2223, which is part of the slate of legislation supported by the Planned Parenthood affiliates and the California Future Abortion Council that aim to strengthen protection of abortion rights. So here we go. Now here's the law. This is where we got to pay attention. Assembly Bill 2223, as amended April 6th. Pregnancies can end in a range of outcomes. Nationwide, as many as 1 in 5 known pregnancies end in miscarriage. Okay, yada yada. In California, as many as 2,365 pregnancies per year end in stillbirth, meaning prenatal loss after 20 weeks gestation. Many pregnancy losses have no known explanation. People also need to end pregnancies by abortion, including self-managed abortion, which means ending one's pregnancy outside of the medical system. So this is I guess the law of that. So yeah, there was a rumor that you could literally kill a baby after 28 days.
Okay.
But
It's not real.
but it's not real. But it's
It
out
was
there.
Considered.
It's considered. It's
That
it's out
is
there.
ridiculous.
That's the point. It's considered that they're
They
considering.
were considering. Oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ. So that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. But again, until people get the conviction that that's a life and that's murder, people are going to be okay. That's why they call it healthcare. You're putting murder as phrased as healthcare. What about the healthcare of the baby? Where's that? Anywho,
I can't do it.
I can't. So yeah, dude. I'll end with this. Now that this rumor's out there that abortion might be overturned in states, and it's going to be up to the states, I am going to be positive, and I have hope that now with that, if that were to happen, I think the church is going to have the ability to really move in this revolution of, okay, the state's finally backing us up in this. Now the church has to step up. Now the church is going to have to come in and rescue these freaking babies and have them for adoptions. And every congregant of that church needs to consider adoption.
Step up.
Yo, honestly, bro.
The church has to step up.
Honestly, me and my wife, we've always talked about adoption. And honestly, bro, if there's, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, figuratively. If there, in the future, if there's a mom, bro, that doesn't want to have that baby, I will reach out and say I'll take it, because I would rather adopt a baby than to see it freaking killed. And if you're a mother,
nuts.
bro, and you're thinking about abortion, please hear us out. There is so many options. You don't have to go through this alone. Murder is not an option. You do have people that can support you. There's churches, there's programs that can help you. There's orphanages that are willing to take these babies and care for it and find families for them. So yeah. Men, it's time to take responsibility. I do feel like men can have a great make a great difference if men were to be responsible in raising these kids and having them.
Yeah, it's time for men to step up and lead. You know, those men. You know that are caught up. You know, in their own world, being
Right.
selfish. You
Yeah.
know, thinking it has to end.
Yeah.
It has to end.
And I think there needs to be, in the future, I think that the reason why men are men today is because of the lack of accountability and the lack of consequences.
Mm.
Like, I think you should go to jail if you abandon your family.
Mm.
I really do think so. I really do think so.
I
There
heard
needs to be how do you say it?
Reprimand.
Reprimand.
Have you heard of Dave Chappelle?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like, if women have,
Right.
you know, the
Right.
right,
He said that. And
the
that
right,
kind of
the right to kill a person,
right.
because he says that.
Right.
Well, I have the right to abandon the kid.
Right.
Like, dude.
No. Or if women have no. He talked about what's that called when you get a divorce and you have to pay? What is that called? Child support.
Oh,
right.
child
That's what he
support.
was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh well, if women and gays, it's their choice. Then I have the choice to not give the child
Right.
child support.
To abandon the kid.
To abandon the kid if it's their choice. Dude, society's all messed up, man. Society's all messed up. You have, as soon as transgender men trying to get pregnant, oh, I guess now they can have a voice in abortion. Oh God, it's a whole nother topic there. Bro, I'm telling you, man, the more we deviate from God's standard, the more we're subject to doom. We need to come back to our essence. We need to come back to God. And if you're a Christian, now's the time to stand up way more than ever. Be loud about your convictions in a loving, respectful way, but you have to stand firm in those convictions. Don't compromise. Pastor, if you're a church and you're an early starting church pastor, do not fall into the trap of people pleasing and being scared that your congregants will leave because you touch on subjects like this of abortion. You have to speak on these things. It's time to rise up and tell people what sin is and what's wrong is wrong and what's right is right. And preach from the freaking Bible. Don't preach from your opinions. Don't preach from your experiences.
Or from Google.
Preach from the Bible. Preach from God's standard. Preach from a objective truth fundamental, which is God. Or else we're just going to keep guiding our congregants and our church into this deceitful way of living that is just causing everyone to stumble and die and killing other people, which is abortion.
I agree. I concur.
This was an intense episode.
Yep.
This was intense. But men, we got to step up. We got to do what's right.
Right.
That's it.
Be vocal about it.
Yeah. Yep. And I think we can, if we as men rise up, we can definitely at least make a big dent in abortion, in society, and the way society is.
Abortion, dude. Abortion is just evading responsibility at the end of the day, or
it is.
Or you know, a nuisance.
Yeah.
Oh man, a kid is such a nuisance or such a problem. Or
Right. And for all those thinking, well, Josh, what if the parents don't have enough to take care of it? Give it away. What if you win the lotto?
That's sad.
And you aborted.
That's still sad, though.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, but
it's sad, of course. It's sad, but I would rather see
orphanages, dude. And the orphanages are full, bro.
Yeah.
You're saying that there's a lot of help, but there's a lot
Obviously,
of
it's
problems
not the right
with
way,
those
but
helps.
I would rather roll a dice. I would rather give the child the chance.
Right. I mean,
That's the point.
yeah, yeah. But imagine actually a woman going through that trauma of
Carrying a baby for 9 months
carrying a baby
from a rape.
whatever it is, and then no, not rape. Let's not talk about
Okay.
rape because it's so limited, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
so
It's
it
a very low
doesn't
number. It's
happen
true.
as much as people think. Um, what I'm saying is like imagine going through all of that, right? 9 months, they and then they have to give away their kid because they can't take care of them, or there's too much of a
Oh, that's where we're going. Okay.
responsibility. And then imagine that kid grows in some other family.
Mm-hmm.
If they become lucky and a family picks them up,
Mm-hmm.
and then 18 years later, the kid, the parents tell the kid, hey, you're adopted.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kid comes back
Right.
and wants to have a conversation with the real mom.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's
And
hard
that's
too.
where
That's tough.
where
But you're saying that's worth it
it is.
in the sense why? Because you're giving. Met so many, successful people that's exactly what happened to them,
Mm-hmm.
and they thank their mom that they didn't abort them
Yep.
because they fulfilled.
Did you see
a
the repost I
purpose.
did in my story about Kanye West when he was doing his pre-rally for running for president? He spoke on abortion, that if he were to become president, he would ban abortion. And he spoke how his dad told his mother to abort him. And his mom
There's so
almost
many
did.
successful people
And
that
also he admitted even to his former child that he has now, they were planning on aborting, and he like screams. He goes, "I almost killed my daughter because abortion is just so accessible and normal."
wow.
And so he admitted it, like crying, bro. I even started crying when I saw that video. It's like, okay, here you have someone that's a product of almost being aborted, you know, being
Being
killed.
aborted, and
And
society's made it so easy for him to think
Exactly.
about aborting.
Exactly. So yeah, man. I don't even know how to end this.
Let's pray.
Dude,
Jesus.
seriously though, but hey, if you're a leader of your Bible studies, talk about it, man. Talk about it. Make it normal that abortion is wrong. Just how people are making it how
Exactly.
abortion is wrong. Make it normal.
It's like
I'm sorry, make it normal.
do this exactly what people do to me when I tell them that I don't believe in abortion.
Yeah.
You don't believe in abortion? What is wrong with you? Like, who are you to? It's not your body. It's not,
Right.
When they say, or when you when they tell you, no, I'm pro-abortion. What? You're pro killing someone? Why are you killing someone? Why are you?
Yeah.
Do you want to murder kids and?
Right.
Oh my gosh! Like we gotta be disgusted about
Evil.
evil. This is so evil.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
We have to make it normal that these subjects, these topics have to be talked about way more, because if it's not talked about, people are just going to assume that it's normal.
Yep.
And it's okay. And it's not. So, pastor, leader, church community, Christians at secular jobs and wherever you are, sneak in the conversation with love, with respect, with compassion, just like Jesus did. And I said that in my last IG live with my friends. Jesus is a prime example of when it was big topics, when it was big conversations, all the conversations he had were where? At a table.
At a table.
All his the Last Supper was at a table. And that was right days before he died on the cross. So if you're looking to debate and fight with people, keep your mouth shut. But if you're looking to win that person for Jesus, and you're trying to make a difference in this world through the love of Jesus, then open up your mouth, talk about it with love and compassion, just like Jesus did. Just how Jesus protected that woman that was caught in adultery with all these Pharisees, which probably even Scripture says they were probably involved because they caught her in the act. Oh, yeah. You were just there. Anyways, Jesus, what did he do? He protected her. He protected her and corrected her later. He says, can anyone condemn you? No, and neither can I. And then he goes, go and sin no more. So, guys, we need to do what Jesus did. Protect these issues of what God values. And you know, if you have people that you know that they committed abortion, don't make them feel guilty and shame and bash them down, right? Tell them that there's redemption. There's something called repentance. Instead of excluding them from your circle of church. Oh, well, she committed abortion. She's not allowed to come to our small group. See what I mean? So yeah, we need to show love and compassion more than ever, but being firm with our convictions.
Yes.
I want to rant. All right, guys, this has been episode 11, Manhood. And Johnny Depp, we love you.
We support you.
He is a victim. That's a classic. Man, yeah. Amber Heard, you gotta go to jail.
She's evil, man.
She's evil, man. That's for our next episode.
Such a toxic relationship.
Yeah, that's classic. That's classic.
Oh, man. Cringy.
All right, guys. We love you. Share this episode. Like, subscribe on our YouTube channel. Spread the word.
Stop hiding.
What?
He's hiding over here.
Oh. Oh, yeah. By the way, these things were here because it's May 4th.
We filmed it on May 4th.
Right. And may the 4th be with you. So, yeah. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Guys, we really need help. Okay, can we just act desperate right now? Like, we need help in our YouTube channel right now. Like, our numbers are low. We need them up. Spread the word. Tell people to subscribe. Go on your friend's phone and just subscribe for them. Just do it.
Let's go.
Just do it. We need it.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to us.
If they don't, we're gonna have to go buy some like fake Russian
some fake. I say, man, it's late. Some fake Russian accounts to like our stuff. Okay, was that racist? No.
Why would stop? We're not racist. We already made that very clear.
Oh man. All right, guys. We love you. Thanks for watching. Peace.